All right, so I guess this is going to be part two of this then, because of the somehow my internet crapped out real bad on the first one. Oh boy, shit. I guess I don't know. We'll see if people come in or not. We'll see if anyone else. I guess just one person has showed up, but yeah, this is going to be part two of this, and see how this goes, and see if the internet doesn't crap me out again while streaming this. Okay, so I guess everything really crapped out while I was in the middle of showing the 2021 deluxe edition of Force It by UFO. Everything just went bad there. Some crazy, again, the internet having issues. Now showing the poster that was inside of her. I guess the booklet that folds out into a poster, which is a I think a live flyer from Germany of the for UFO. Uh, but I was in the middle of that and everything just crapped out. But again, you get the gist. It's a real nice deluxe edition of Force It by UFO. So without further ado, I'm going to move on to the next thing that I had gotten just definitely some weeks before my birthday and everything. All right, so that will be, of course, again, me popping into Raspbian again here in Fresno. That's this nice reissue. It is the most recent reissue of Pile Driver's Middle Inquisition, which is on Shadow Kingdom and remastered by Gord Kirchen himself, which features, I guess, some 3 live bonus tracks, but also an unreleased intro for the song Pile Driver, which was omitted from pretty much every one of the all the original copies of, before it got released. It was somehow omitted, but it got put back in thanks to Gord obviously having the access to all to the original master tapes. It's a real nice reissue of this one with some really great write-up. I really can't wait to actually make this an album of the week episode, because of I can go into a lot of bring up a lot of the history and the details about this album, all because of what I've gotten so far from when I've read the little write-up in the booklet, from which is all recounted from Gord himself. So I can kind of show off the booklet here real quick. Right there. Let's see, containing the lyrics. I think all real freaking great there. Real nice. And of course, there's a little write-up right here, and it's a real, as you can tell, it is some real cool pictures, especially him with the mustache. Real nice mustache there. We'll also some little, I guess, review or scans of at least review pages and magazines and stuff for it. Hype sticker, and of course, more again of just these little reviews that they took. They took throw in there, and that's pretty much ending the little write up there. There's the back of the booklet. Yeah, this is a real nice reissue of this one. Just real great fun, just to really have this one and stuff, just real nice. Again, just a really great sort of early, so very primitive Canadian speed metal record. Well, let me see if I can get someone here involved. Maybe I can get someone else to come in real quick. Real quick. I'm going to try this real something, but I guess I'm getting one person to come in. But I'm going to see if I can get someone else to kind of come in here. So I'm going to try and forward a link to someone in my group here. All right, we're gonna try something. Who knows? I think the internet's gonna end up shitting out on me here. Again, we'll see. Yeah, it says I'm 5 year. All right. Once again, I know it's a shit show. It's a fucking shit show. We're gonna try this. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this over in here. All right, there you go. I just wanted to do that here. All right, so there we go. I just put since the links for the stream to someone that I didn't get to do that. I was real in quick mode. All right, but there we go. Metal Inquisition, the most recent reissue from Shadow Kingdom, and Canadian band Pile Driver. And also, I'm even failing to mention that I've actually have the only other Pile Driver album that I've owned, and I don't have it with me right now at this moment, is Stay Ugly, and it's an original on Cobra, an original Cobra pressing. So, and again, it's all the way back up at my parents' house. Hope at some point I can bring most of my records down. I can start showing those again, you know, the record player and everything, because I do kind of really miss listening to some of my actual records and stuff. But that's why I'm fine with the CDs. At least they're durable. To a lot of sense, they don't take a whole lot of room like records, but still, I love my record collection. So at some point, I would be great to have this all reunited. I know High Roller just recently did a reissue, a special reissue of Stay Ugly from Pile Driver. I think that one was all though. Even though I think Gord gave that one the okay, but it was also half okayed as well from David DeFeast of Virgin Steel, because it was basically some of his project anyways. It was most of the guys of Virgin Steel, and of course, along with Ford, that pretty much was the one that recorded Stay Ugly by Pile Driver. I did a very early review of Stay Ugly as part of my U.S. Permanent Month because it was the only Pile Driver album that really kind of fit as part of that month for me, because for the most part, even though Gord was Canadian, the rest of the band was all from New York. They're all U.S. They're all American. So it was the only one that kind of made sense on having that as a part of that U.S. Permanent Month. So, but yeah, it was the only one that were good. And it's a great album too. But this one's also really freaking good too. I really, it's almost tough which one I like more. Do I like Metal Inquisition more, or do I like Stay Ugly more? For years, since Stay Ugly was the only Pile Driver album that I physically owned, I had once downloaded Metal Inquisition very much a long time ago, and that's how I was so much into this record. But I think ever since I actually had that out, Stay Ugly physically first, this one I liked it, but I think because of me not owning this, it made me feel kind of it. I guess it's just that the overall, I guess the my sentiments towards this one was a little more different or more biased. But now since I finally, was able to really get a hold of this copy of Metal Inquisition, finally adding it to my collection, it just was like, oh, this is fantastic. I finally own Metal Inquisition from Pile Driver, one of the few Canadian bands I like, even though technically it was more of a Pile Driver was pretty much started out more like a kind of a studio, really, studio kind of band. It wasn't really very like a what people call metal exploitation. I think it wasn't really meant to be a real band. It was just something to try and just sell to the masses and see if they can, buy into the whole gimmick of Pile Driver. But it worked because then it became a real. This right here just became a complete cult classic. Just years and years, one of those kind of like you almost spoke about in tongues. It's like, whoa, there's something I've never heard of before. Are they? It's like so. It's like one of those kind of like you kind of have to kind of know someone to know if they at least know where to kind of get a copy of Mental Inquisition. But it just gained a big cult following over the years. I'm just finally glad though to really have this because it was one of the harder to find albums. I was more lucky to have come across that original copy of Stay Ugly when I did. Like that was several years ago. Up in Reno called Recycled Records, and it was just on the where the everyone has at least the counter and everything, where the purchasing counter, they got shelves behind them where they throw up like records and other stuff, that they usually get, and or some that are at least a really rare kind of records, and they all have in the back, and I just saw it there on the real top back shelf, and I'm like, they got a copy of The Sin. Whoa! So I couldn't pass that up. It was only $15. I couldn't. So it was real cheap for that copy of Stay Ugly. And basically, this one, the CD copy of this one was no more the same as for like Stay Ugly from Pile Driver. But again, I'm just real happy to finally have Mental Inquisition in the collection. Just one of those really rare and real kind of interesting anomalies of the 1980s metal, or just very much underground cult metal scene. It's real great stuff. All right. Okay, so finally let's get into the two that were birthday gifts. Actually, three that were legit birthday gifts. And two of these are going to be really obscure bands, real obscure, probably more obscure than Pile Driver. You have to be one of those in the know to actually know who these guys are, especially those on like, for an example, like Mausoleum Records. So what I have, it's from two. It's basically the first and third album from these guys. At some point, I have to get their second album so I can kind of complete this collection. But they are, again, still very recent reissues of these. It is the self-titled from White Heat and their third and last album, and probably could be just there consider the third one because they did pretty much get back together with a whole new lineup, though. At least not a whole entire new lineup, but slightly brand new lineup. But again, Running for Life, released in 1985, and then they just split up afterwards. But these are the recent reissues on Carthago Records, one of part of their heavy metal classic series. Again, if you want to know, this is basically the other side of the booklet, even because it uses the full cover art. But when you buy them, you're usually going to see this right there. Again, it's a real kind of mocked up, but this would be, yes. Sometimes they have these hand numbered, and when they do give you these, and I've got some that are on this, the label, like what I showed one of them, like as part of a series of something I used to do. But you usually get these certificates and be numbered to tell you what numbered copy you got, So this is like what number 54, 57? Not quite sure there. I know. See if I can right there. Hopefully you make that one a little better. But this is usually the certificate that they throw in all their just a lot of the reissues of their stuff, a lot of their releases. Put this back in here. Shit. But normally I go with the other side of the cover to use, for my copies of these CDs, which is great that you can flip the booklet over and there be the full size cover of it. So I think it's a great gimmick thing that they came up with. And I wish more labels, whenever they do these mock up uh, kind of style front covers, I just hope that they at least have it at least the full size on the other side of the cover, because it's not real fun, or real eye appealing, to actually just see a smaller cover. I don't like. Again, because I'm just reminded of like the Mausoleum Classics series stuff. Uh, it's a, yeah, we'll take a quick see if I'm still going here. This is see if I'm still going here. Yeah, I guess I am. I'm still kind of going on there. All right, which is good. You saw I always have to check my phone to see if I am. I don't have my Fire Stick running to see on YouTube if I'm still kind of going. The